Good. Okay. Okay. So hello, welcome, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Katie Duffy. I'm one of the front advisors here at SUNY Plattsburgh, and I'm joined by two of our lovely current students, Lauren and Zoe. So, here and answer some of your questions later on. We'll have different breaks during the presentation where you can ask questions. But I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview about SUNY Plattsburgh today. Kind of talk the surrounding area, academics, go into student life, and then kind of wrap up with what the admissions process so, no, there for a second. Just trying to move our slides along. Hopefully that works. Okay. So just a little bit about the campus, kind of to give you a general picture of what we're situated in. We're in the middle of Plattsburgh, New York, upstate New York. We're about a 300-acre campus, 36 different buildings. If you ever come up for a tour at some point, you'll be able to see a lot of those. So it's a pretty sized campus, probably from one end of campus to the other. It's about a 15-minute walk or so, not really much longer than that. Currently have about 5,400 or so under students, so it's kind of size where you can actually see a different face every day that you're here, but you also are going to see a lot of the same faces, and you're going to just belong really tight-knit community. We actually had a teachers college back in 1889, so that's what they called a state normal and training school. So education is still one of our really popular draws today, but we've obviously expanded quite a bit. We have over 60 different majors, 60 different majors. We'll go into those academic offerings in a little more detail in just a bit. They're accredited by the Middle States Association on Higher Education. In addition to that, many individual majors have their own program-specific accreditation to go into. Okay, perfect. All right. A little bit about what you can expect your academic experience to be like here at Plattsburgh, and certainly feel free to ask us your questions. And we'll get to them when we get to the student panel breaks. Classroom size, you're looking at about 22 students in class, so we're not too different from probably what most of you are going to be used to in high school. It's a nice size where you actually get to know the professor, and the professor really does get to say know you. So you develop kind of that close relationship with the professors, the faculty, and also your classmates. We have a 16-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. It's a really collaborative environment between the faculty and the students. As I mentioned, we're primarily an undergraduate school. We do have some graduate programs, but the primary focus, the bread and butter here, is undergraduate. And so there's a lot of opportunities for reasons and things like that that we make available at the undergraduate level. Speaking of faculty, the faculty here definitely are, I think, our greatest asset. 97% of them hold the highest degree in their field, which is typically a PhD. Classes are taught by faculty, and that's kind of something important that I just want you to know. We do have teaching assistants here, but they only assist. They don't give any of the actual core. That's all done strictly by faculty members. They're very flexible. I think everyone has office hours here, but and I think they'll agree with me. Most of the faculty are really pretty casual about giving out a number, saying here, email me, call me, text me. Almost any having issues with an assignment or kind of struggling with something. A lot of them are really involved in the community as well, so they're kind of active in their field of research, but a lot of them are active in different community organizations too. So it's just kind of nice to be for people with that level of dedication and from their interests. To professors won National Teachers of the Year awards, so one in anthropology and one in biology, so we're pretty proud of that. And something that we really pride ourselves on here at Plattsburgh, something that we really want to make sure that you have the opportunity to kind of learn, I guess, before you get into, back to the world work. You're going to, I think, once you graduate or you start looking for jobs, that a lot of employers are going to ask for relevant experience. And you think, hey, I just graduated from college. How do I get that? This is how we kind of ensure that you go out, the experience that you gain those skills that you're going to need, kind of in the world, if you will. Internships are going to be a huge part of it. And internships are really popular across the spectrum, no matter what major you're in. Some are kind of required and they're built right into programs, but a lot of them will just strongly encourage and their staff members, your advisor, development center. Those are all great resources to kind of help you get set up with an appropriate internship. There's also some facilities on campus where you'll actually be able to get like hands-on experience. We have great art science facility. We have different research centers and clinics on campus that you can actually kind of work in and assist in some research. If you do a study abroad program, we have actually 30 programs specifically through SUNY Plattsburgh that you can participate in, but there is, as part of the system, you have access to over 500 different programs. So really pretty anywhere that you want to go, you can do it and make it happen. If you are looking to tie in an internship to one of those opportunities, a lot do that as well. I mentioned research opportunities. A lot of the time, professors will have topics available for undergraduates to kind of STEM in their research. Then we do have different research centers like the Lake Champlain Institute, where you can actually get the summer job. We have the honors program, which is a program if you're kind of looking to have a little more responsibility and freedom with your education, kind of want to take on an additional challenge. If you're in a program, you take these seminar-style classes, so they're limited to about 15 students in a class. They're really discussion-based. They're kind of usually focused around a topic, and it kind of just brings down that barrier between professor and student, kind of puts everyone on the same level, and those can actually fulfill general education requirements. So those are kind of a nice way to do that. So they get invited into the honors program automatically. There's a certain GPA they're looking for. I think it's 92, but don't get an automatic invitation to apply. You can certainly apply later on in your academic career here, or you can talk to the head of the honors department about participating in the program. Support resources that we have available for you. First, we want to make sure you succeed and that you're successful here, on track towards graduation, all of that. We've got some great resources. My last piece of advice would be to be active in seeking these people, seeking these services out. Don't wait until you're kind of in your head or week away before you visit the career development services. I'll bring that one up. So that's our first one mention. Career development, if you are looking for an internship, you're looking for a part-time job, whether that's here or somewhere when you the summers, elsewhere, when you graduate, you're looking for a full-time job. They have job postings. They will really help you make those connections. They are there if you need help putting a resume together, if you want to brush up on your interviewing skills. They're a resource. Definitely don't wait until right before graduation to go in there for the first time. The Learning Center, so that's located in the library. They offer free tutoring available in many different classes and subjects. You can set something up like on a one-time basis. You just kind of need a one-time thing, something that's a little more continual. You want to do something longer term. There's group training. You can make arrangements for individual tutoring. So, if you're doing real well in the subject, you could actually be a tutor and get paid to tutor, which is kind of cool. Then we have student support services. So if you need accommodations, maybe you had some accommodations in high school that you want to continue with, in college you need extra test taking time, you need like audio aid, visual aid, maybe a note taker or anything like that. They are the people to see. Michelle Carpentier is awesome. Definitely check them out early, even before, like if you are enrolled for the fall semester. You know, having those conversations with them, reach out to them early in the summer and the spring, before you hear even. I'll jump into the academics. Okay, so as I mentioned, we have over 60 different majors, over 60 different minors. These really kind of broken down into 3 different divisions, different academic schools. The first one, School of Arts and Sciences, definitely just one. We have the School of Education, Health, and Human Services, and then Economics. So we'll kind of dive into each one a little further detail. School of Arts is large division. All the students here at Tunica Class are most notably enrolled in one of these majors. It's also where a lot of your general education requirements will come from, or if you come in as undecided or undeclared, you'll be taking up different classes from these areas. The majors that you see here, not a complete comprehensive list of all the different majors in this division, but it gives you a pretty good idea of the range. This is including programs in fine arts, so there's art, where you can do different concentrations. Music. Fun fact, you can actually take an acting class to fulfill a public speaking requirement, part of your general education requirements. Some students tell me they really prefer okay, there's some room for creativity there. And it's kind of know that if you have an interest in one of these areas, any of these really, and you don't necessarily want to major in it, you can certainly pick it something up minor, or use classes since an elective to continue, like if you've been playing instruments since high school, or you have an interest in theater, you want to take some elective classes, you can definitely do here. Just allowing opportunities, so trying new things. Our programs in the social sciences, so these include a lot of really popular programs: criminal justice, political science, psychology, sociology. We actually have a traumatic brain injury center on campus where psychology students will have an opportunity to kind of work in there. There's members of the community from small children to older adults that come in. That kind of that hands-on experience, there's the opportunity to participate in some research there. Our math and science programs. So you've probably heard a lot about STEM careers, technology, engineering, and math, and how kind of the demand for those careers is increasing, and our programs have really kind of developed to meet that demand. We have math programs, but we have 17 different science programs, ranging very kind of broad focus. So there's biology, which a lot of students go into if they're interested in maybe a later career in something in health science or medicine. But there's chemistry, physics. There's also very narrow focus programs like cytology, which is basically cell research. We also have a 4-year medical technology program. So that's pretty cool as well. All right, education, health, and human services. This includes what we consider a lot of our pre-professional majors, because they really kind of train you for a specific career in a lot of cases. So this includes all of our education programs. We have programs in child education, so including general childhood ed and literacy, childhood special education, and adolescent education, the BT programs, which you would concentrate in a subject like English or math, science, history, and that bachelor's, and then you in 5 years get your master's in teaching. These are combined programs. They're 5 years. You get math in 5 years. A lot of schools you have to do it in at least 6. And once you're accepted into the program, you are right on track to get the master's degree. You don't have to apply separately for the graduate work. You don't have to take the GRE. really seamless transition. So a lot of in that. We have our Cognition Disorders and Sciences program, which combines elements of audiology and speech pathology. We do actually have a speech and hearing on campus. Studies, for those of you who might be kind of invested in the outdoors program, kind of prepare you to be like an outdoor adventure guide, maybe get into tourism. We have programs in human development, family relations. We have fitness wellness leadership, which is one of our more recent programs that actually combines business and health sciences. Nutrition, social work, those are pretty unique at the undergraduate level within SUNY. And then nursing is by far our most competitive program. That is a 4-year direct admit, bachelor's in nursing, take a nursing exam at the end of that. We actually, for students to do clinicals at the hospital, which is really just a throwaway from where our nursing skills lab is located. So kind of a cool thing there. And lastly, our School of Business and Economics. We have 11 distinct majors within the school, all their own separate major. All of these are internationally accredited. So you can see the little logo at the top there. It's the AACSB, the Agency of Advanced Business. So that means we're internationally recognized. So we actually get quite an international students specifically for this program. There's maybe you're probably pretty familiar with accounting, economics, finance. There's some pretty unique ones as well. We have global supply chain management, which is getting goods from point A to point B cheaper and faster than your competitor. We're actually in a really good spot for that because we're kind of on the Interstate 87 corridor. We're kind of right across the border from Montreal and kind of between Montreal and New York City. We're on that. So that program had a really good job placement rate. I think about 100% the last few years. Restaurant and tourism management, find elements of hospitality business. Students in that program actually have to get about 600 hours of work experience towards their degree, so they can actually leave it not just with a diploma, but resume as well. You can get over half of that by working on campus. Management, marketing, international business. I said again, really popular with international students. We actually have a faculty member solely for School of Business Economics who focuses putting internship opportunities together for students. So it is nice that there's actually more internships available than there are students, which is kind of cool. Just features that I'm going to point out. If you haven't been to campus before, I'd like to invite you to come up, and you can actually see some stuff in person. But just a few cool things. I mean, we've got an amazing science center that was recently run. They put about $37 million into it, and it's got amazing state-of-the-art labs, equipment. There's a lot of really cool stuff in there. There's even a little small aquarium in there. So even if you're not a science student, you'll definitely take a at some point for that or something. So a lot of opportunities there. We have a brand new our computer science and business program, the Sable Hall, that $12 million business building that you see listed there. We have the broadcasting center where the Plattsburgh State Television and the radio are run out of. We have the Traumatic Brain Injury Center that I mentioned earlier. There's the Hearing and Speech Clinic, Lake Champlain Research 2. And we've got different art galleries and art studios. The Skills Lab, which is really pretty amazing. They've got these mannequins that do everything people do. You can draw blood from them. They will go into cardiac arrest. Pretty wild. So there's something for students really to kind of experiment what they're actually learning about and kind of develop those hands-on skills. A few places where some of our students have gone for internships. So if you're not on an internship now, I'm sure you probably will be at least 5 years sophomore year. We've had students do internships at the major broadcast corporations, ABC, CBS, NBC, particularly for students in like broadcast journalism or communications Disney is a really popular program for hospitality students, environmental program. So we're actually located pretty much right at the Adirondack Park. So students, they're doing like environmental science or something, can then have minor internship with Shazy. You can actually do a residential year there. Student teaching, if you're in education, you're going to get out in the classroom like as early as the first semester of your first year. National internships you can do if you want to kind of combine internships and study abroad. Border Patrol and New York State Police for anyone who may be interested in like criminal justice. We're kind of in a cool spot for that because we are located near the border. Accounting firms I mentioned earlier about the internship coordinator specifically for business programs. Key thing to take away from this is there are plenty of opportunities wherever you want to go, almost, anywhere in the country or the world, really. Okay, and at the time, I'd like to invite you to any questions that you may have specifically about academics or kind of experience. We will go into like student life and living on campus in a little bit, and we'll break again. But at this point, if anyone has any questions, kind of float or classroom experiencing, feel free to yeah. So how different from high school? I guess in terms of, I don't know, workload, like classroom.
Well, definitely it is because it's college. It is definitely a lot heavier. But if you do time management right and stuff like that, it can go easy. Like it's all about time management. So if you have an assignment, like an essay due Friday, you don't want to wait till Thursday or even the day of to do it. You would like work on throughout the week. So yes, at first it does seem like it's a lot and it's a lot to handle. But if you just do well, then you're good.
And for me, the biggest difference between high school and college was that on paper it does look like you have a lot of free time. You might only be in class for 5 hours a day. Sometimes you might not have class at all. You might only have it for an hour. But the time you're not scheduled, you're taking the responsibility on yourself. So having you sit in a study hall and do your homework, you need to make yourself do your homework. The hardest transition is taking the responsibility to do your homework, to make sure you're eating right, doing all those things that when I was in high school was on schedule for me.
We will talk about student life in a second, but yeah, I guess if you want to take a second to answer how campus and student life.
I definitely like it. Like she said, getting it is like a medium-sized campus, so there is a lot to do, and there are a lot of buildings that you can get there in like 15 minutes. But definitely, if you go, especially in the ACC, the Angel College Center, that's kind of like the building where like you have Subway, the Downer, and stuff like that. You can see that there's like stuff that get involved. So once you get involved, then that's what student life is really, just getting involved with clubs and meeting new people and stuff like that.
Academics, our campus is, I'm a transfer student. I've been on 3 campuses. This campus is really special to me because people are very focused on their academics. We have a great student life, and I've done a lot of things, and I really enjoy what I'm doing here. But go to campus, people are excited to be learning. I know that's cheesy, but that's the reason that you're here is to get your education. So having people over that are just as passionate, your professors, the faculty you're working with, your other students are just excited about what they're learning and they want to share with you.
Guide name, maybe what kind of factored into your decision to go to Plattsburgh?
Like I said earlier, I am a transfer student, actually my 3rd institution. So in Plattsburgh, I definitely kind of wanted what I wanted more than I did the first time around. For what's really important is the balance between my academics and the environment that I'm in. So for really professors and students I was with to want to know my name, to want to understand me, and to be as excited to be there as I am. So for me, my reason to come here was that the community was excited about life and was excited about what they were studying.
Involved was basically I'm a TV video production major, and I found out that Plattsburgh has an on-campus TV station, so that was a big thing. But once I went into my tours and stuff like that, and I got to meet the faculty, they're actually professors that they've done teaching beforehand, before they were professors, so they do have those on-hand experience. They do know what they're talking about, and that's one of many things that got me to Plattsburgh.
For you guys. Okay. Who's your favorite?
Cool.
There's
so many.
I really like a lot of my professors here. Don't I really have one I didn't like so far. This past semester I took a buffer class in my concentration in my major. It's kind of an elective within the art department. And I did not know the professor. I did not know anyone in my class. And I really liked how she didn't care that she didn't know us. She got to know each of us individually and kind of what we wanted to do with our art. So because it was a small class size, we got to personalize it. And now when I see her in the hallway or at the grocery store, she stops and she talks to me and she's very involved. And working with her to make more books. I'm not in her class now. So Diane's fine for me.
Professor Ensel here. He is a professor for on-camera performance, and I took that class. I thought I would be behind the camera. I didn't really read the course description, but it turns out I was in front of the camera reporting the news, which I never thought I would do. I'm gonna drop it, but he made it so much fun. He honestly didn't really feel like a class. It was fun just going there. It felt like, I don't even, like a club or something like that. I loved it, and he was awesome, and I see him all the time, and I still talk to him, which is great.
You're perfect for that. Awesome. Did either of you do any abroad?
Did not, but I know, especially in my major and the other major, there are a bunch of opportunities to study abroad. A bunch of people, I know, two friends, one went to Australia and the other one went to Ireland this past semester.
I'm not studying abroad yet, but I'm in the process of applying. Hopefully I get it. Do study in Singles, Ireland this summer. Because where I am in my education and how I wanted things to play out, I didn't want to take a whole semester. So for me, I'm going to do a summer course that's only about a month and a half. It's going to allow me to fill 2 requirements here at school. It's also giving me time to work on an internship and get a job this summer.
That's something I didn't mention earlier, actually. Talking about the study. Those can kind of vary in length depending on what you want to do. So, like, if you want to do something over summer or if like actually during the school year, that can range from a whole semester, possibly a whole year, if you want to dedicate that much time, to just a few weeks. So, really, kind of depending on how much you want to put into it. Okay. Do we have any other questions kind of related to academics, classes, professors, anything like that? I think we'll move on to student life then. We'll have other opportunity for you guys to kind of ask questions about student life and activities and all that. So what the community here is like, I mentioned, it's a mid-sized campus, about 5,400 students. A lot from New York State because we are a SUNY school, one of the public SUNY schools. We have students from really all over. Particularly, we have students from over 25 different states. A lot of the bordering states, so like Vermont, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, but really students from all over the country. And international students as well. We have students from over 70 different countries. We actually are we have the highest national percentages of all SUNY schools, which is really pretty cool. For reasons. Our top country for incoming freshmen this year was Vietnam, which is kind of cool. We've typically 1,000 freshmen that come in every year. We had about 987 that came in last year, and almost as many transfer students, so about 1 to 800 between that number that came. So if you are coming in as a transfer at some point, you're going to be, and there's a lot of students that are in the same boat as you, and you find that as well when you came in. Yeah. There's a lot of new freshmen that come in every year, a lot of new transfers that come in. So it's great diversity. Pittsburgh itself is we're kind of upstate New York, very upstate New York. We're just outside of Adirondack Park, so it's about 40 minutes to like Whiteface Mountain. You can do skiing, snowboarding, that kind of thing. If you're really into outdoor activities, that's really popular in the winter. If you like camping, kayaking, hiking, anything like that, that's your perfect playground for it. We're located on Lake Champlain, so that kind of separates us from Vermont, if you're not familiar. Just on the side, Lake Champlain, of course, is the Vermont. Burlington is a pretty popular spot for a lot of students to go on weekends. They've got a good art, music festival. We've got a lot of good shopping there. Like they're located in the Adirondacks, pretty touristy town, home of 2 Winter Olympics. There's a lot of really cool resorts and restaurants there. So anyone interested in hospitality, that's a good place to think for some internships. And we're really close to Canada. We're about 20 minutes from the border. So Montreal is just a little over an hour away. Montreal's a large international French-speaking city. All sorts of up there. You get a lot of major artists come in. Don't have your passport now, and you end up coming to Prague. I would highly suggest that you get your passport or enhanced driver's license across the border from time to time and do a little bit of exploring. Just really where we're located, the area lends itself to so much outdoor at all times of the year, really. As I mentioned earlier, skiing, snowboarding is huge in the summer. That's the lake. There's the whole Adirondack Mountains. There's climb, play camp. Just kind of a cool area. Plattsburgh itself, we are a city of about 32,000 people population. So it's kind of a small city. We do have an airport. We have Greyhound, in fact, so there's transportation to and from for if you access. We're pretty accessible. We've got kind of an uptown area. If you come off the interstate, you're going to go through like there's the mall and there's Target. There's all sorts of restaurants. And you're probably familiar with like Applebee's, Chipotle. We have 3 Starbucks. So we qualify as a city. So you got all those commercial creature comforts there. But then Plattsburgh is located, you're going to drive into a more residential area, and we're in the middle of that. We're not off from the community on a separate road or anything. We're really built right in, so you can walk pretty much. Everything's really pretty accessible, really close to downtown. You can just walk about 5 minutes down towards the lake. The downtown, located along the lake, is where kind of local restaurants and local flavor, kind of stores that are independently owned and all that kind of stuff. That's where a lot of students like to head out on like Friday night, weekends. There's little coffee shops down there. That's a pretty lively scene. Okay. Anything on campus? We do have housing available. We have 12 different residence halls, and housing is available all 4 years that you're here, whether you're coming in as a transfer, coming in as a freshman. Generally speaking, you are required to live on campus at least a freshman and a sophomore. If you choose to live off campus after that point, there is off-campus available in the area. But a lot of students just continue living on campus. It's convenient, dining halls there are and everything. You have amenities like internet, telephone. There's even laundry, free, kind of built in to your. There's different. There's high rise. There's low rise. There's suite style. You can pretty much live in any variety that you want. There are 2 dorms, 2 buildings that are specifically designated for freshmen. This building, in addition to an RA, you also have an advocate who's someone there to you're adjusting that first year, usually an upperclassman. You don't have to miss freshman specific dorm if you do not want to, but you have the opportunity available to you. Okay, student life on campus is really pretty active. We have, I think, about 80 to 100 individual clubs that are the student association. These really have quite a range of interests. There's something for everybody. There are academic clubs, so clubs that kind of focus around different majors, like a dance club, a history club. There's actually a stock market club that has $10,000 real dollars to invest that a generous alumni donated. There's cultural. There are random interest clubs like ukulele club. There's a zombie defense league club. So there's really something I think for everyone. There's clubs that kind of focus on community service. There's a lot of opportunities to get involved in that. We have Greek life here on campus. I think there's about 20 different fraternities and sororities that are officially recognized by SUNY Plattsburgh. They do a lot of volunteer work and raise a lot of money for charity, so that's pretty cool. Different intramural and club sports, so if you're looking to get involved in an activity, kind of keep it, but not necessarily, want to to a Division III sport, you can definitely get involved in those. There's some fun activities. They're like ultimate frisbee, dodgeball, and then student association. So that's kind of like student government that you have in high school. They kind of oversee all the different clubs. They actually have a $1 million budget that they have to kind of help the club grow things. If you are looking to start up a club that does not exist yet, you can actually go to them and talk about setting one up. It's really pretty easy. So going on, usually the clubs will put on a lot of different activities throughout the week or weekend. Speaking of, I mentioned Division III sports. We are a Division III school. We have about 15 different teams that you can participate in. We have basketball, baseball, cross country, soccer. As you can probably tell by the picture, if you're looking at the screen, probably our most popular sport here is ice hockey. No surprise considering our location to Canada. If you're not, looking to join games, I'd really suggest that you go out and at least check a few of the games. I think the community gets really into it as well, not just school. But I think especially if you go to a hockey game when we're playing one of our rivals here, there's people in the next 3 counties that buy season tickets every year, so it gets passed. It's pretty fun. Oh, no, again. Okay, so at this time, if you have any questions about on-campus student res hall living, off living, how's the food? This would be the time to ask it. How is the food?
Food is really good. We have a lot of dining halls. The main dining hall is Clinton, and that's basically, it's a buffet style, so you're never going to go hungry. They like chicken, fries, a pasta station, salad bar. But then, there's also Algonquin, which I think is more organic or the same. I think it's just, but the downer is you can get flatbreads, Chinese food. So it's really good. It's not really that repetitive or anything like that. So you'll never go hungry, and so it's something different.
Normal food, I kind of give it a unique perspective on it. 3 schools, like peanuts and tree nuts, and my daily activities. So me and my boyfriend, who really struggle to eat anything, can both eat pretty well on campus. Because of we do have multiple dining on campus. But for me, at my last school, we didn't have that. It's really a good thing, and I really appreciate that now. Depending where I am on campus or what I want to eat, I can choose. I get sick of what I'm eating. I get to know the people behind the counter too, which is nice. So I enjoy being here.
There are a lot of stuff to do on campus.
Yes, you'll go bored. being said, you do have to go out and look for things to do. Like, it's not that hard, but you can't just, like, expect to stay in your dorm room, like, they all come to you, like, you have to talk to them. But, yeah, you find stuff to do, like, anywhere around campus. In every building, they have flyers. Even on the computers, they'll have little, like, pop-ups that happen around campus, or clubs, or when, like, Greek organizations have fundraisers, or stuff like that.
On campus is probably my favorite part about coming to class there. We have a large student association, which I've been involved in, and there's everything from playing bingo to we're organizing a ski trip right now. End of the week, any kind of activity you're looking for is definitely something that you can find. Because besides too, there are people that are interested in everything you can think of. So you just go out and seek what you want. Pretty many times, 8 days a week.
Some more. Do a lot of people go home on the weekends?
I don't know anybody who really goes home on weekends, like, unless they have to for any, like, job reasons, but usually people just stay here. It's a lot of fun, and on the weekends, like, you have a lot of downtime, so you can hang out with your friends and other stuff too. So I know a bunch of people, I think, don't actually know who goes home on the weekends frequently.
My medical status is about an hour away from here. Every time I need to go home, I struggle to fit it into my busy schedule. I think what is really unique about campus is that people really like being here. So like you said, even if I live an hour away, I don't necessarily want to go home all the time. I built great friendships here, and there's so much to do that I think the majority of students really want to stay here. They don't, they're not forced to stay here, but they really want to.
And you're on campus.
Yeah.
Even as a freshman, you can have a car. Okay, are there any more? Move along to the last part here. If there's anything else that's last minute, feel free to type it in. I can always ask. Okay. A few kind of helpful hints just for going through the college admissions process. Since I do review a lot of applications. A challenging course, so college preparatory classes, one particular programs will have specific requirements for courses that you need to have taken in high school. So like if you're applying for a science program, we want to make sure that you have 3 years of science. If you're looking to apply nursing, we want to make sure you have biology and chemistry. And the requirements are going to be in our course catalog, so if you kind of know in advance what you're looking to apply for, just check those. But, depending on what stage you are in your high school career, if you're considering dropping that course or like a junior, do I take a more challenging course or the easier one? Just think of that when you're putting your schedule together and making those decisions. We do like to see that you take on challenges, stay organized, check your email frequently. That is how we'll always communicate with you. And actually, once you're a student here, that's kind of your official method of communication as well. That's how the school will communicate with you. Include name and date of birth on all documents. I will further that saying be aware of your name consistent, I guess, on different documents. If you have like hyphenated last name, something like try and keep that consistent with your test score that you're sending in and your translocation. It's keep together. And for assistance when necessary, you can certainly always reach out to your guidance counselor or to us if you have specific things about the application process. We are here, happy to help. For in terms of admissions criteria, typically the average student coming in has the average somewhere between 85 to 91, 92, between a 90 to an 1120 on the old SAT, between that the critical reading, or a 1070 to an 1190 on the new SAT. Some programs, that criteria can change a little bit. I mentioned nursing earlier is pretty competitive, so typically the average numbers are going to be a little bit higher. 1 to a 25 composite on the ACT. If you're transfer, usually looking for like a 2.6 to 3.4 GPA. We have merit scholarships available if you're kind of on the higher end of those ranges. There's a good chance you qualify for one of those. Quite often do receive those every year. So, opportunities. I think you should have all your stuff in by. If we're applying for the fall semester, we typically recommend that you have your application in and completed by December 1st. Obviously, we're past that now for 2017, but you're rolling admissions. So if you're looking at applying for next fall and you haven't submitted it yet, you can certainly still do so. If you're transferring in, we recommend that you get your application in and done by March 1st. FAFSA, that's your form for financial aid, is available in the fall, so that's actually available as of October 1st. And we generally ask that you get that by like the middle of December, but obviously we're still taking them. We'll still look at a rolling basis. And we ask that you commit, if you decide where you want to go, by sending in a $250 deposit by May 1st. That is your spot in the program you've been accepted into. Applying for the spring semester, so the semester that starts at the end of January, those dates are all going to be bumped a little bit. You want to start the whole process earlier and deposit by like December 1st if you can. We'll wrap here. We do have a number of social media platforms that would be really great for you to check out. We put different pieces of information, events and things going on. We have Twitter, we have videos on YouTube, we have Facebook, Instagram. We'll post stuff or repost stuff from current students, so it's just kind of a nice way to get a different perspective. I'd like to be a student here. I encourage you to check those out. Those are on our website. All right. So hopefully that gave you a bit of an overview about kind of what you can, opportunities here at Plattsburgh from the academics and what campus life is like, and hopefully Zoe and Lauren here were able to answer some of your questions. If you have any ones, feel free to come in. But otherwise, so thank you for coming and so many questions. So now we'll just kind of sign off. All right, have a good night. Thanks for joining.